all. It is a wonderful evening, and we are in Women TV India live. And already in the other side of my screen is Peter Christopher. We'll be talking to him. First, I'll wish him hi, and then we'll talk more about him. I'll also introduce about him and his company. So, Peter, how are you?
I'm good, JYOTHI. Thanks for having me in the show.
Wonderful. So, Peter was earlier in a corporate world, like most of us. We all want to settle in a corporate world, in the fancy life. But he went on to become an entrepreneur, and he started his own company, and he's a founder, CEO of Victo Corporation. So, we'll be talking more about it. So, first of all, uh, Peter, first tell me, what was that one change which happened to you during the pandemic times? Because we all went through a lot in this 1 year. So, what was it one change which happened to you?
Yeah, the first thing I would say is basically this question of me starting a company during the season or not. Because I was in a company where it was paying me well, and I was so comfortable and all of that. But this question was coming again and again. So when I actually wanted to start in January, there were a lot of people telling me, no, this is not the right time for us to start a company like this.
Correct.
Is it the right time, or do you want to leave your permanent job? And many of them are losing their jobs while you want to leave your own job and start something on your own. And that was a challenge. But then my thoughts were completely different. I took this entire pandemic in a more positive way. And we also, having the pandemic in mind, we also launched our digital business. So that really helped us during this time. So though the pandemic by itself was a challenge, my plans was to be aggressive and capitalize this time and capitalize market share during this time is what my plan was.
That's interesting. Now, when you started this, as you said, there were many people saying that why this is not a good time, and this is, you should wait for that everything to open and everything, whatever or whatnot. So, what was your thought process which was going there at that particular time mentally? And because it needs lots of guts to start a company, especially because you need a lot of funding, you need a lot of support. So how did this entire thing happen? Because many people would like to be like you and they want to get inspired like you. So what was it?
I had this spark always within me to be an entrepreneur. So that was within me from my college days. So some point of my career, I wanted to do something on my own. And then this whole thing happened. So the work became very, very monotonous, and you go in and come in day in and day out, and nothing keeps you really motivated in what you did. So to me that was one major thing to literally come out of the comfort zone was the spark, I would say. Basically, especially coming out during this pandemic. So it was a very cautious decision, but then I had my plans, and the work that we had to do before the launch and that planning that we did, the calls, the numerous investor calls that I did, and putting the team together, especially during this time, and they having the confidence in our products made actually the difference. And of course, the support of the family was, to get a nod from my wife was the first major breakthrough, I would say, to start something on our own.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I know that you are a very, very family person, because I predict people looking at their pictures, what they post. And I felt very happy. I felt very happy when I saw your deepfake picture in WhatsApp. It was very beautiful. And I wish I could show to
That's
everybody.
Me and my daughter, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. And the way you put your daughter on your back was very interesting. It showed that how much, we all love our families, and then how we should be get connected to our families and getting back.
And in this entrepreneurial journey, that is very, very important. the family support is one of the major
Absolutely.
things. It's not just the emotional support they give.
Mhm.
That's actually the most important thing, I would say.
Absolutely, because it's very unpredictable when you're an entrepreneur. You don't know whether it will work or not, and many things simultaneously. I do understand.
Absolutely.
So, what kind of company is yours, and how you're able to get many people into your company, providing them extra jobs, and what is the company work actually?
Yeah, so we have two verticals at this point of time. One is
Okay.
our HR vertical, which we call as
Mm-hmm.
Yucto People. So
Mm-hmm.
Yucto People basically focuses on companies which don't have a HR department. Our
Got
vision is
it.
to basically, I come from a HR background. Our vision is
Mm-hmm.
to basically give this HR solutions to companies which and their employees which don't experience HR, like the bigger MNCs and corporates, how they do. No? So we want
Yeah.
to give the same HR experience to all these employees as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we call it the HR business partnering service. So
Correct.
say one of our clients is a hospital in Chennai, which
Mm-hmm.
has about 120 employees with them, and
Okay.
they are there for the last 5 years, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
have a HR, and the managing director of that hospital was open enough to have us on board, and now today we have a completely set HR for them. And similarly, we have a couple of clients in Madurai manufacturing companies who are there for
Okay.
many decades.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they didn't have any HR function that's happening. So we take care of from their recruitment to onboarding them, to managing their performance, to handling the entire talent management, organization structuring, and handling the total rewards, the compensation, and till the exit management. So the entire life cycle of HR, we will handle it for them. And anybody who's like worked in a MNC or the same HR experience these employees would get in their smaller companies. And in a nutshell, I would also say it's a company which focuses on small companies. And I
Okay.
wanted to basically focus on small and medium businesses to give them this people support. And the next vertical that I have is the digital vertical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the digital media company handles called Yucto Digital. So this
Mm-hmm.
company handles from website designing to content marketing to graphic designs to
Okay.
video production and
Mm-hmm.
digital marketing as a whole in nutshell. So they will this company also focuses on predominantly on smaller companies which are not able to either have some a digital team on their own, or they don't have the team can't handle a digital team outside of their company. So I choose these kinds of companies and support them. And the last 3 months, I would say we've done more than 20-25 websites. And
Wow.
then we've done digital marketing for big companies. So clients like who have a bigger budget for digital marketing, and we were able to convince them to move towards digital, especially during this pandemic. So these are the two main verticals that we've started now. And
Mm-hmm.
in the next 1.5 months, we are going to start Yucto Care. Yucto Care
Mm-hmm.
is going to focus on counseling, psychological counseling, professional counseling, care and counseling. So it's like the holistic care is what our theme is. And one interesting service in that would be care for the home alone. So those of them who left their parents behind here, and
Yeah.
they are abroad, and
Mm-hmm.
so our counselors, professional counselors, will go meet with them, spend some time with them, read for them, take them for a walk, take them
Wow.
for a doctor's an appointment. So it will be like we taking care of them and giving them stress counseling or critical incident stress management support and all of that. These is going to be one, and we're going to have in terms of for the corporates, we are planning for having corporate counselings and professional counselings and all of that happening, wellness campaigns and things like that coming under Aricto Care. So this is going to be the immediate plans.
Wonderful. Actually, I like the idea of Yukto Care very much because it's very nice, because most of this
Yeah.
talk about physical health, but the pandemic has brought in a lot of mental health
Mm,
for many of us.
absolutely.
Most of us are going through it, but actually we
Mm,
don't know. I got
that's
it.
right.
Now, when you're saying that you're about the digital help, what you're doing,
Mm,
is it for also individuals? Say, for example, somebody is doing an individual shows or channels or YouTube
yeah,
channels, or
yeah,
they're running some kind
yes,
of works on digital, like a
absolutely.
blogging or something like that.
Yeah,
Will you
yeah,
provide
yeah.
for the individuals, or
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
only for the
yeah.
brands?
For individuals as well, and we've already supporting at least 3 to 5 of them. Like we take care of their complete branding. We do blogs for them. We handle their LinkedIn pages. We handle their Twitter handles, and all of that is also happening. So it focuses on anyone who wants to establish themselves. Ito Digital is the place.
Wonderful, wonderful. What is the meaning of Yukto, Peter, so that you know?
Yeah, it's a very
Mhm.
so me and my friend, when we were discussing to have a name for the
Mhm.
company,
Mhm.
first it's a funny story behind it. The
Okay.
first thing was like it has to be a 5 letter word.
Okay.
It one of the thing, and I was wanting to make it sound a little positive.
Okay.
So the sound, was one of the things, and we
Okay.
need to get a .com domain. So these were some
Okay.
of the primary things, and
Okay.
soon we are also launching a mentoring portal, something similar to LinkedIn, where mentors and mentees can meet as well. So that
Mm-hmm.
is was our prime project, and this project is in the maybe another 2 to 3 months it will come to the market. So the name was behind this product of us. So this
Wonderful.
we started developing about a year back, and
Mm-hmm.
both me and my friend we were working on that. So
Mm-hmm.
Ito was actually named behind this mentoring portal that we were working on. So it
Okay.
means enhance your career through others. So enhance each other's careers, with others because of the mentoring portal. But eventually we landed up starting other
Branches,
business
thoughts.
streams as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
business
Yeah.
streams as well. Yeah.
Enhancing your, what is that?
Enhance your career through others. So
Enhance your
help each
career
other
through
career,
others.
and
Wonderful.
your
Wonderful.
meaning you
You
are.
are. I got it. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very,
So
very
enhance
nice
your
and
career.
it's very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
what are your future plans other than what you've already shared to us about the care? How do you want to, when you're saying helping each other in their careers? So, what kind of other things you have other than what you have said now?
Yeah, so we are launching our IPTO's Learning Academy soon.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one major. As part of IPTO, people will be launching the IPTO's Learning Academy. So we've
Mm-hmm.
designed exclusive courses for various segments of people,
Okay.
say from the students to the entrepreneurs to
Mm-hmm.
working professionals. And we've
Mm-hmm.
got a very good leadership program that we designed ourselves for this.
Okay.
So this is one major thing, and we have one program designed exclusively for teachers as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Optimistic Teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
so we found that this group, a very valued group in the society, but then we don't invest a lot of leadership programs in this group. So this is program is designed exclusively for teachers, and we are
Mm-hmm.
also planning to launch a program for politicians as well. It's going to be
Okay.
called as Optimistic Politician, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be an online program. Many times now we talk about and talk bad about these politicians,
Mm.
and so my aim was to do something for them. So why not give a leadership program for them? So this is coming up now.
Okay.
Soon it will be there, and we are also segmenting for the students as well. We have a segment as in for the students where we will. So we'll help them choose their career path, to choose their higher education and things like that. That's going
Wonderful.
to be another major stream that's going to come. And then, of course, the mentoring portal will be a complete solution for one's development. Yeah.
Very interesting. Because what I found with you is, you are exploring different ways to reach out to different sector of people. It's very, very interesting.
Absolutely.
Now, because of the pandemic, many people have lost their
Mhm.
jobs. Yeah,
Yes.
I have here a lot of IT companies have thrown people out without even considering what it is. They just said we can't
Mhm.
pay because we don't have revenue. We can't blame even the
Mhm.
companies also, not only the IT
Absolutely.
sector, but generally the overall thing is
Yeah, that's right.
situation is
Mhm.
very dull now. Now, what do you think? How these things will become normalized? How much time will it take? And if it and what do you advise to someone who want to become an entrepreneur like you? What kind of
Yeah.
research he has to do before starting any business?
Yeah, the first part of the question is like in terms of people. People are very, very important, especially at
Mm-hmm.
this stage of your company. So I used to
Mm-hmm.
say that the first 5 employees that I took,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I spent a lot of time with them to bring them on board. So
Okay.
that was a very crucial thing because
Mm-hmm.
you will not have systems, processes in place, and if
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants to hamper the system, and it'll take a while for us to come back from that. So people are very, very important at this stage. And uh, Jyoti, you're able to hear me? Hey, hi, Jyoti. Okay, so people are the first important thing for us, and then in terms of the other major thing is in terms of how do you get these investments in place? That's another major piece actually. So where we are able to invest, we are able to find the right people to support us, and we are able to put the right strategy in place, and right marketing strategy in place is the most important thing. Coming back to people again, one is having the right people on board is important, as I told earlier. Next thing is basically in terms of having set processes and set giving them clarity as to what is your vision, and how do you actually make them understand your vision, because uh, you know uh, they also have to believe in your vision. It's not going to be the brand at this stage, or it's not going to be the overall uh, uh, no what to say, it will not be just the brand, and so they'll have to really believe in your vision before they join you. So that's very, very important for them to understand your vision, and for them to understand this the startup, and it's not a normal 9 to 5 kind of job. So they have to understand, and because it's going to be a lot of stretching working in a startup. And then the future prospects in terms of my companies, I want to stabilize the company, and I also want to, in this pandemic, I also chosen the hospital and the healthcare industry to focus on, to give them quality digital and human resource services across, where we will literally support them so there are many hospitals in the city, and in the country, where they don't have set processes in managing their people. They don't have set processes in terms of having the structure and things like that in place. So that is another important thing that we want to focus on in terms of the industry as such. We want to focus on the healthcare industry, and we also want to give them quality digital solutions as well. That is another major piece in terms of the company's prospects in the future as well.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. We were continuing talking because I got missed because of there is a
Yeah,
weak
yeah,
internet
yeah.
on my side. The internet was very bad. It it is interesting because I was listening to your what you were talking backstage.
Mhm.
When it comes to people, they think that mostly it gets pulled off that I'm in a safe zone, like why
Mhm.
should I experiment? I'm in a safe
Mhm.
zone. I'm getting salary. I'm getting
Mhm.
vacation. I'm going out. I'm spending time. I'm getting family time. But when it comes to business, you have to. Is it true that you have to let loose everything? Like you don't get
Mhm.
family time. You don't get me time. You don't get sometimes you
Absolutely.
don't get payments on time. So what do you have to tell to the people who want to become an entrepreneur, and they get pulled on by these mental thoughts which are being put by seated by some people around them, like by
Yeah.
friends, by own family, or by themselves itself, though they might be having a thought that they want to become an entrepreneur. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, the first year is very, very important. Okay, the first year is going to be very, very crucial, and I'm in that first year, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very tough as well. It's not as easy as we think from outside.
Very
It's
true.
like so many sleepless nights, and especially the financial aspects running in your mind. It's not an easy game at all at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, but then we will have to stay focused, and we'll have to be grounded, and hold our foot together to ensure
Mm-hmm.
that we are able to crack that the first
Mm-hmm.
1 year is going to be very crucial. And as I told people, our first is important. Have a clear plan, have your risk management, put down all the risks that will happen, the mitigation
Mm-hmm.
measures that you will
Mm-hmm.
have, have that in place, and stay focused on the vision, and do a complete market research. Before me starting the HR company, the ICTO people, I did a study with about 100 200 entrepreneurs to understand what is their people requirement. Before I did a complete analysis, and I understood that how much of HR requirement the HR need is for these entrepreneurs and the small companies. And so do a complete research on your product, on your market, and then venture into it. And the first few months, don't go on a tight financial constraint, because the
Okay.
people who are going to work with you are, of course, employees. We can make them stretch and do all of that. One thing that
Mm-hmm.
especially companies like ours, which will be compared to consulting firms and say digital companies and all of that, the market is so open for the employees. They could
Mm-hmm.
easily get into a job. Say I have a person who's joined in my company from Infosys. I have a person who had his own business, and then he's partnering with me now. He's joined the
Okay.
company. He couldn't run that, so he's coming. He's with us now. There are many people who've left their regular jobs to join a startup. So we should ensure that we give them that salary on time. We have a good culture. All of that. Give importance to that. It's not starting a company and you just they can just come, they can just go,
Very
and
true. Very true.
you don't handle them with care. You don't take them for granted and all of that. So handling people is very, very important. So ensure that your first few months of finances are intact, and you have as I told earlier, the risk plans in case if you are, what is going to be your alternative plan in case your plan A is not working. What is your plan B? Have all
Yeah.
of and have all of that very
Absolutely.
available. Yeah, yeah, that's very, very important for you. And then finally, uh, you have a marketing strategy and have an
Mm-hmm.
investment for marketing. I found many entrepreneurs don't
Mm-hmm.
have this budget for marketing. So that is another major thing, because any product, especially the service industry, we should
Mm-hmm.
have specific budget for marketing. So
Marketing. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Marketing and the business development budget is something that you can't avoid.
Mm-hmm.
So and make it simple. Start simple. No, don't invest immediately on the infrastructure. Bring in.
Yeah.
So my office is like a very a 10-seater office. We had a small house kind where we've set up the basic infrastructure for everyone to be comfortable and all of that. But so let's don't invest a lot in terms of infrastructure. Don't do
Absolutely.
fancy things and all of that. One set of employees, who actually spend time only on MS Office and things. I've bought them laptops, new laptops for
Yeah, you can work, ask them to work
$21,000.
from home. Correct.
Yeah. So we'll have to have this cost saving strategies also in place. That's very very important as well in this.
That's interesting. That's interesting. What you said is very, very true. Any business, first 1 year is very, very critical. Then after you say that 1 year, yeah, as you said, things will get settled down. Now, when we're going towards, difference between a women entrepreneur and the men entrepreneur. So both of them are equal in terms of investments, the thought process, and everything. If you have to rate, what kind of businesses will suit women or will suit men? Is there any particular thing what you have? Because we in Women TV, we want to know more focused on women also, because you're working with lots
Yeah.
of women employees with you. You are
Yes. Yes.
having so many
Absolutely.
women pages and in LinkedIn. So you are working with lots of women. So as an individual also being a woman, I want to understand that what do you think of women entrepreneurs at the present situation? Are there less, are there more, or should they come up more? And if they come up, what should they keep in their mind and come, because it's different for a man, it's a different, for a woman it's
Mm,
always considered man as a bread earner and women is doing out of passion, even if she wants to
mm, mm,
become the key earner, but the society
mm, mm,
considers it that oh, what, man is a better bread earner, she's doing just for time pass or interest or passion, or
mm,
she can't
mm,
sit at home
mm,
quite, so that's why she's working. Because I've faced situations working in corporate for almost 15 years. Though I've gone to the key positions in corporate, the people around us will always see like that. Even if I do my own also, when now at present
mm.
I'm myself, people still feel that women entrepreneurs are doing only because they're doing out of passion and not because of their earning. They want to be a self-made. So, what do you think on this?
Yeah, I don't see major difference as such. Some of the women entrepreneurs I have met, they've been a great lesson to me, and some of them
Mhm.
manage business much better than some of us. I wouldn't differentiate between men and women, but
Mhm.
overall, the aspects that I told for having sustaining a business like ours or the initial stages of a business applies
Correct.
to them as well.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and I also have about 40 or 50% of my workforce is women now, and uh, so I find them extremely good. I
Mhm.
have a person who can, anytime. So we have a shoot in the night or something. So we have. So she can just accompany any camera person to handle the shoot and
Very
be a
good.
host and come back. And I one of our project management heads is a person who's worked 12 years in Infosys, and she's working with us now, and extremely good in her work. And I learn a lot from her. So I wouldn't differentiate because we've evolved so much that
Wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, women working and the women entrepreneurship is something that to me is very very one thing that the family, I wouldn't say men again, I would say the family, we should literally encourage women in case, because their potentials are hidden sometimes and all of that. So we should literally encourage them. We should give them as much as support,
Wonderful.
to men to start. And above all, you can actually, to me, we can believe them so much in today's world. We should believe them. And I would also tell these investors also, no? So it's like we should literally believe them, invest in them, and we should definitely. I mean, for us to have this business world more enterprising, it should have a lot of women CEOs, women entrepreneurs, and women workforce coming in.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very true, very true. My last question towards you is that, if at all, what is your message to the youngsters who are very new, who are freshers, let's say, who have not worked anywhere, and then they want to straight away come into business, and what kind of thought process or mind they should have, or vision they should have, uh, like to come in, because you are experienced, you are running a business, that's a different thing. But
Mm-hmm.
when it is a youngster, the what should he or she think in come and become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, first I would say youngsters uh, take baby steps. Okay, because most of the youngsters, if they start something on their own, and if the the investment wouldn't be their hard-earned money, it could be like either they would have got it from their parents, or sometimes it could be some of the things that they did. So they'll have to take baby steps, and ensure you have a mentor with you. Okay, don't find the right mentor, and have somebody mentoring you in the journey, because uh, I mean, we have a lot of people who get cheated in the entrepreneur journey. So have a close mentor who can literally help you. And the other thing is like, create a good in terms of, the youngsters are very good in creating good work cultures. Okay,
Very true.
so they take Google as example. I want to set a company like as good as Google. The work culture should be as good as Google. But then sometimes, many a times, what they fail is they don't put processes. They don't have this. Some of the things are traditional, yet it works well. Having processes, having job descriptions, ensuring that your employee is able to, that is another important thing. So have processes in place, ensure that the overall work is streamlined well, and you have a plan in place. You know what you're doing and where you're heading to, and all of those, and all of those, the things that I told in the beginning, is also applicable for them too. And the other important thing is, I also find a group of youngsters who are entrepreneurs who don't value people. That is another important thing. Okay, in our what happens is, when you are young, uh, you tend to be fast, and you don't value somebody who's old, and they are doing things in a steady pace, and because of that, there is a lot of misunderstanding within the team
Very
and all
true.
of that. So we will have to have value. We have to value people. That is one. And also, when you set up a team, don't just have youngsters in your team. Have a mixture of people. I
People,
have
very
at least 2-3 people in my team who are uh, seniors who can.
experienced seniors, correct.
Yeah. So have a diversity in different forms, no, not just in gender, but also in age, in regional, and all of that. So that will be important. Have a very good investment plan. Have a very good plan for your business. I'm sure some of these things will definitely help them in their journey.
Wonderful, wonderful, Peter. So, people, if you want to connect with Peter on any queries on running your business as for HR or for your digital marketing, or in his future project of care, which he has spoken today. Actually, he has informed today, which was not informed to me earlier. So, anything, especially related to HR or related to digital marketing, where you can connect with him, I'll put all the links in the description box in this live, also in the in my live, which is going simultaneously on my page also, so you can find all the details in that, and you also have it in Women TV India. So thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for joining us, and it was wonderful talking to you. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you
And
so much, Jyoti. Yeah.
thank you, thank you. And keep watching Women TV India. We have wonderful shows coming up with lots and lots of entertainment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. Thanks for having me on the show.